My name is Cecily. I am Ihanktonwan Oglala, and I live on the Ihanktonwan Nation here in Wagner, South Dakota. I have had a deep passion for the arts since I was really young. I think I was really intimidated by the idea of being an artist in a way where it was like something I actually named and claimed. The times that I really thought, I'm going to maybe go to art school, I'm going to try these things out, do whatever, it never felt like it was viable to me. It's only been in the last maybe 4 to 5 years, it was when I found out I was pregnant, actually. That's when it kind of kicked into, if I don't do this now, I'm not really going to do it. And I reached out to someone who works with rawhide and does parfleche work and asked if I could, if they would mentor me. And that kicked off a whole entire mentorship that's been, continues to this day. When I started working for myself as a coach and a consultant, I realized I had the opportunity to incorporate artists in a big way. I have a few big goals, which one of them is to buy a building. I love taking something that has history to it, has a story to it, and continuing that story. More so, I want something that is useful to the community. What do they want? Is it ceramic studio? Is it a space to get together and just one person's beading, somebody else is doing quill work, there's music going, or there's, people sitting around talking and laughing. I really want to focus in my creativity, not just artistically, but all the ideas that I tend to come up with, and see how I can put that to service for my community. The feeling that I have, I don't want to do something contemporary. I really need to hang on and hold the things that are traditional. But the other thought I had was, what about the things that are intentional change, where it wasn't forced change, where we are actively doing things that we're trying things out? I mean, a lot of the traditions of our ancestors, that was contemporary at the time. And so being able to say, I'm trying something new with these materials, with this intention, and with this creativity, that was super important to me. And I feel like I hear that sentiment from a lot of other Native artists, where it's that delineation between being traditional or being contemporary feels a lot more blurry, because it's about trying to just create and knowing that because we're Native and we're creating art, it's Native art. I've started making these parfleche purses, and I want to go bigger. I really want to start doing carry-on size bags, because that was my initial inspiration. And I want to tie that into someday a Native travel show where, you can kind of showcase the bags and things like that, but it's people from different communities then together traveling to other Native communities. And there's a focus on art, on food, on, land, on whatever. And we have so many uniqueness depending upon if you're from the Northwest or if you're from, South Carolina. Being able to highlight that in a way where I feel like it's building a sense of community and that network that we used to have historically. I really long-term see myself hopefully doing something like that, being one of maybe 2 or 3 hosts who goes around and travels to different Native communities. Pursuing the arts, I feel like that's something that I'm doing that's intentional to push into different areas and use my creativity to push in that way. So that's one way I feel like, my family and the community around me has poured into me in that way. My auntie and I have been on this journey together, and I think it's been a big part of her healing and grief process. She lost her eldest son, my cousin, in 2019. I've noticed that when we create, there's this energy that goes into it, and it's been a healing process for us both. A lot of my creative work right at the height of the pandemic. And so as soon as we felt okay, we're vaccinated, we're safe, we can get together, we started doing classes and started sharing that work out. And I've done multiple times, not only engaging with my nieces and people in my family, but then offering that out. It's been a really beautiful process. In a lot of Native languages, there's no word for art because it's so tightly intertwined with how we live. It's not separate from life. It's just intermingled in all of the ways that we create and the ways that we exist.